video I'm going to share with you my view of Padley Gorge and go through the gorge, go through this wonderful place in Derbyshire, try to find some photos and share with you the process I'm using for taking these photos. Before you get too immersed in this video, as I'm sure you will, I'd be pleased if you give it a like now. That'd be lovely. It's super easy. Give it a click. That'd be fantastic. If you really enjoy these videos, not just only this one, but the other ones I've put up, I'd be very happy if you'd subscribe to the channel. I've done really well lately. I'm quite amazed how many people have joined, have subscribed to my channel. I'm grateful for every one of you. Thank you very much. I've only just walked towards the gorge and I found my first composition already. I found this lovely waterfall that's trickling down. There's a log in the way as well. It looks lovely and I'm going to take it from down there and I'll show you how I do. As I have been doing recently, I'm going to use the Canon 650D to take these pictures on the gorge. It's got a polarizing filter which I think is going to be important, especially now that the sun's come out, to remove any of those horrible reflections. For this shot I've decided not to go too low because there's a log right in the way and I want to be able to make sure I get that and get the water. I'm going to do vertical so I get all the line of the water going up and I get that log in the background as well. For this first shot I've gone 1/3 of a second, f11 and ISO 100. I don't want a too slow shutter speed, but I want to try and smooth the water out a little bit. The temptation is to have a much longer shutter speed than you actually need. So that's why I've only gone for 1/3 of a second. Padley Gorge is so popular with hikers and dog walkers and all sorts of people, even on a dreary, drizzly day like today. It's such an amazing place to come and visit. I've made it down to the main gorge now and I finally found the bridge that I've seen lots and lots of pictures of. So what I'm going to do is take a photo of that bridge and I'll show you my process for taking that photo and what I think that photo should look like. My idea is to get in the water, that's why I've got my wellies on, and use this bit here, this bit just as my foreground, and try and take a picture of the bridge from in the water. So this could be a bit precarious, but I'll show you this in a second. I'm now on the other side of the bridge and I really like the look and the idea of this this branch that hangs over the water, and I think that gives it a bit more depth and a bit more interest in the photo. So I'm going to get the Canon camera out again and I'm going to go and try and take this photo. I'm actually standing in the middle of the river that's flowing with the tripod hooked up in the middle of the river, so obviously I've got to be a bit careful. That was a 1/4 of a second exposure, f14. I wanted to try and keep the shutter speed as low as I could. spotted this waterfall and I can't resist it. Waterfalls are not something we get in Lincolnshire, so when you see one you have to take a photo of it. And what I'm going to try to do is try to make a nice soft flow of the water. Not a very long shutter speed, but just long enough to smooth out the water and get a nice photo of this waterfall. I'm going to go vertical to crop for Instagram. I've got wellies in the water. I'm on f11, half a second ISO 100. I want to try and smooth out the motion of the waterfall, but not overexpose it. I've set the polarizer filter to take the glare off the water. Padley Gorge is just a mass of flowing water at the moment because of the heavy rain, and every step I take I'm near another bit of flowing river. In this shot I've gone for f8 to try to keep the shutter speed not too slow, and I've just, in the foreground I've got this waterfall, in the background I've got the bridge at the back, so hopefully it comes out okay. Two-second timer. See those amazing videos of those stunning waterfalls? Well, I think I've just found one here. I can't believe what I'm looking at. I'm sure in the middle of summer this water is not flowing anywhere near as fast and hard and as full as this. So I cannot leave this area without trying to take that picture. I'll find the best composition and then I'll show you how the pictures come out. I decided to come up the bank a little bit higher just to look a bit further down onto the waterfall instead of looking up it. I've gone for 2/5 of a second, f8, ISO 100, and I've still got the polarizer on again. And here's the main benefit of having a polarizer filter. At the moment the polarizer's off and it's all quite shiny on the rocks, but as soon as I turn the polarizer filter round, you can see it takes out all the glare of the rocks and brings out all that nice colour contrast in the rocks. All the greens and the greys suddenly appear, and that tree all lit up looks really nice from down here, and as your eyes lead up the waterfall towards it, that should make a lovely shot. Looking down the river on the other side of this waterfall also looks like a really nice shot. So I'm going to set the camera up here and I'll try and get a picture of that, the water running down the river. What an amazing place this is. If you're ever in the area, I would encourage you to come to Padley Gorge. I've gone for a low picture of the water and I've aimed for this little bit of a branch that's sticking out as my foreground interest. I've gone for 4/10 of a second, f8, ISO 100. I'll take this shot now on the timer, and there it is. That looks pretty impressive. You've got the foreground interest leading all the way up to up the river. Obviously you can't see it very well there, but I'll show you this afterwards. I'm going to put the video gear away now because this is such an immense place. I've decided that I want to explore it myself and get pictures of me on my Olympus. Thanks very much for watching, and if you're ever in this area of Derbyshire, I can thoroughly recommend coming to Padley Gorge, especially at this time of year when the water's flowing so rapidly. Once again, thanks very much for watching and see you in the next one.